How's everyone? Happy what I claim to be the last day of winter. February 28th, March 1st tomorrow. So we live here, so winter goes for another 6 months. But let it go, make it. Just know I always like to start off again with anyone have any questions from the last couple weeks at all. Fantastic. Any come up, pop up, don't hesitate. You meander around for a little bit. I got a little early today, but I'll be around during the rest of the stuff. Again, quick recap. Started off rotation, lower half, upper half. Started then building up some strength for it. Kind of lower half strength last time, upper half strength this time. There's 911 million ways to get upper body exercises, think about arms, shoulders, and stuff like that. Again, specific to here, once we get your body moving, and we're trying to get these types of mobility ranges, or golf in particular, that's what we're going to highlight on this too. So specific to your thoracic and upper back, it's really basically thoracic and shoulder. So when we start talking about movement mobility, it's essentially this type of movement. Freeze myself, it's this. So here, as well as obviously follow through, as you're coming through, being able to come up, that ability to then stand, hold, and maintain a follow through, etc. Next week, we will see how good you are at doing that and stopping and trying to maintain balance. So this, again, what are we doing? Okay, everybody take an arm. Take it out like that. Please, watch out for your neighbor. And bring your arm that way. Preferably without leaning back at your lower back, without pulling your shoulder up by your ear, without sticking your elbow that way. That's harder to do than most people give it credit for. So two things. Always do whatever your body allows you to do, and then stop there. Hold whatever you're trying to do based on what these look like. The other ones we talked about in terms of mobility, range of motion, and that aspect, this will take some time to gain an increase in movement and mobility, so don't try to force how far you go. Just like everything we talked about before, the moment you hit a barrier, you're just going to do something else. So stop where your body sort of feels it's at its range. Okay? So literally, this is all highlighted on thoracic turning and shoulder movement. And the shoulder movement is basically two motions. This direction we call abduction and external rotation, which is what happens when we bring our arm up that way. We don't reach for items like that. Anytime your arm goes out, it turns that way. Conversely, your opposite arm comes across this way and internally rotates. Like that. So your body, at all times you're doing something, is doing this motion. And that motion is thoracic, ribs, shoulder blade goes down, arm actually rotates as it's doing the opposite. So that's what we're kind of highlighting. So they're not exceedingly rudimentary. One of them, again, these are really hard to see. I apologize for obviously where you are. We were just talking, I'll probably try to get something projector for follow-ups, etc. But the first one has a couple pictures on it. You'll see them. Again, you will also get their band. You guys can also order online, but you'll get at least a band from us. Order it in rolls like this, just waiting on the back order. It's just very extremely versatile. Okay, so gravity, however, is one thing people don't give enough credit to either. So you can do something like this and stand, do this, and we'll do this. Very important today. But getting that to pull and move on your arm, don't underestimate, that's harder to do than you think. Only other caveat with this, again, I think I told you I have orthopedic surgeons who send me referrals, all black capitals, highlighted, underlined, italicized, says no TheraBand of any kind whatsoever. Point of it, the reason for that, post-operative, tissues are healing, bands have variable resistance. Farther through the range it goes, the greater the force. So at our far extreme range of motions, muscles are stronger in mid-range. The farther we go, the greater the tension. I'll show you just however you pay attention to it and just adapt that a little bit. So simply, that motion going up and back that way. One second. I'm not joking, one of the easiest things to do is just use gravity, bend over, and bring your arm up. Out with thumb up, and hold. Doesn't have to be done fast, doesn't have to be done repetitively, doesn't have to be high numbers. What I want you to pay attention to in all of these, and anything we ever pay attention to, is not how far you're doing it, how aggressively you're doing it, how many reps. I want you to pay attention to how you're doing it. Everybody runs out of space, come out that way, and everybody then wants to, or unintentionally. So just keep your body more or less flat, and just out, thumb up. You don't need to go past here, because anything past here should include rotation anyway. So just gravity associated like that. You can simply bend, step on it, lay down, and take that same motion out and this way. The trick with this again is it gets a little hard and don't feel like it's don't let it snap your arm back. If you simply use your other hand, you can help. We're going to do this lying and standing. This motion here. You can do full arm. But this is going to be nicely way to isolate back of your shoulder as you go. They're all relatively self-explanatory. Apologize for, I have a ball that I currently left in my car. This other one I really like, okay? Do something small like that. Literally using a small ball, a piece of foam roller, anything that can mildly roll, or just even a folded towel can work. If you take your arm, I think it should fit, and simply stand with your back against the wall and hold it there. Purely by definition, that doesn't need to be heavy. The fact that this is not falling to the ground, your arm is doing that motion and that motion. Now, two things. If it's smaller like this, it requires your arm to come up that way a little bit. If it's hard to get your arm that all the way flush, and everybody wants to do this, what I'm going to show you. This is how it does it. Two things. One, you can start with it slightly lower, and that reduces the rotation. Or, what I like is to the best your ability, think you are standing on a clock. And a clock, well, 1, 2, 3, and if you simply turn your body ever so slightly towards 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, anything along that line is the equivalent of bringing your arm slightly forward. It's a combination of that turning backwards and up as you do it that makes it challenging. So, just turn a little bit for two reasons. As soon as it gets tight, you're going to want to do this or that with your wrist. Number one, great way to create shoulder impingement if you don't have it, or exacerbate it. So slight variation here, and literally two versions: static hold or dynamic. We have all kinds of parameters that we just kind of use that you can think about. Closer, farther away. Anything closer to you is easier. Anything farther away from you is harder. 1 pound weight here is not 1 pound out there. Same thing with the bands. Start closer. Here's the scenario. Same scenario, closer. Parameter 2, static dynamic. Holding it, great. If you literally just roll ever so slightly, this up and down, you will be amazed how tiring this really is. What we want to watch, however, for, and what you want is to get your arm to move without the shoulder hiking up. And that is everything along that back side to get that movement. So that alone is one of my favorites that we do. Okay? Going back to the band. So again, standing version of that moving, pulling out is that motion out. Okay? 2 hands or 1 hand, or start with 2 and end with 1. It's basically this type of motion. You can take the band, very easy, and just kind of come up with it. Getting your body to turn, getting your trunk to turn, an arm to come up. You can do this with 1 hand, okay? Step backwards, let's take it to the face. The hard part of this is just go up, it's hard to get there. So for now, rather everyone, it's written on here, err on the side of what we're calling eccentric training. Another term, concentric, eccentric. Concentric is shortening. The dumbbell in your hand, your arm is shortening. If you keep it in your hand and you go lower down, it's still your biceps, but the muscle is lengthening. It just recruits more motor units in the muscle, and it's more efficient. It just works the muscle really well without a lot of force. So if you come up this way, help it with your other hand to get into that position. Then ease off and try to hold and come back down slowly. That is harder than you think. So come up, hold, and again, think about this market, all what you're doing through here along the line, chicken winging, leaning back and swaying. Just get that up. You can go both hands or come up, hold, and then try to eccentrically bring it down. Same scenario, turning around the other way. And then holding. And back on. Slow. Okay? Anybody have any questions at any time going through all this? Just please let me know. Okay? Going back to the wall. Okay? There's a thing called a wall angel. A snow angel. Okay? Wall angels. Again, that would be the equivalent of this. Guarantee you, I would bet no one in this room can do that well, including myself. So when we come out this way, most of us don't have that much range of motion. As we come up this direction, the easiest thing for everybody to do is extend the ribs out, which are from the back, pull the shoulders up, hands come off like this. If you Google wall angel, you'll see a lot of people doing this, and they look like this. If you really look at it, this is actually what they really look like. This is going to kill your back. So in this scenario, start here and just come up a little bit, and as it starts to get tight, this is both opening through the front while working the muscles behind you. And you'd be amazed again when I stretch here. The trick is be careful you're just not arching your lower back. Then from there you could also just bend the elbows and come up this way and turn a little bit. Don't expect your hands to reach the wall. The only way most people can do that is to do that. Don't. Just as things improve, fine. And then you can come up a little higher. Don't expect them to be flush with the wall. Or, this is what I usually recommend, do it one arm at a time. Okay, here, that just gives you a little bit of support, or turning in towards 1 o'clock. Okay, 2, whatever you have the ability to do. In case this one has the ability to sustain it all the way up on the wall and back down through this direction, as opposed to just the one we're doing with the wall. Okay, but this, do it both hands, great. Just don't expect to get a whole lot higher than this. Fine, hold it there. Again, surprised how tiring that really is. Oh, 2 more on the wall. If you had a corner, there's a thing called a reverse push-up. Standard push-up, reverse, turn around, you're in a corner, use your elbows, and you just push backwards. And it takes you out of the corner. Vertical, the more vertical you are, easier. The more you lean into it, the harder. So just both arms out like this, again, as long as it doesn't bug your shoulder, okay? And you just gently push out that way. Nice, easy, gentle, okay? This is one that's a little more interesting. If you can do it, or just kind of play around with it. Tall kneeling, okay? Thoracic rotation. And you simply go as such like this, and try to face the wall. This way, you can see a little bit. Well, like next to it, here, and you're turning. Okay, fine. That's hard to deal with something under. Is that you can't get the way? Do whatever you can. Okay, everybody allows you. If you can get anywhere near this, try to get this way. Then try to take your hand, the back hand, off the wall. That is really hard. So you can do it from here and off. Just don't do that. Okay? Or lean, straight. If that's hard to do, you have bad issues with your knees and anything on that line, you can simply stand in a chair, sit on a chair, turn, and then reach your back with that arm in that position. That's an option. Just taking this, going up like this, twisting, rotating, and it really gets that at end of range, your ability to sustain and hold that position. Here's one you can all try. I really don't like. It's really hard. Lay down. Your leg like this, okay? Theoretically, you're supposed to hook your leg, okay? And then go here and here, and then bring your other arm up and try to reach up. That's about as far as I really can get. But just in this position here, reaching, and then just bring the other hand. I usually have people start by reaching the shoulder, eventually to the elbow, eventually up. But in this case, you're in a nice rotated position, and you're just getting those hands to go like that. What's nice about these, you don't have to go anywhere remotely close to as far as these pictures might show to feel it. And obviously on both sides. But it'll really kind of highlight if there's a different side to side, which most of us have, right arm dominant, left arm dominant, all that line. And you can feel, oh, I'm kind of tight in one area a little bit more than the other area. Last couple. So we talked about, again, parameters, close together, far apart, static, dynamic, then endurance, okay? Anything that creates a sort of oscillatory motion or movement on kind of a small rapid motion along that line is very fatiguing. If you have a ball, you can use a small ball too, tennis ball, whatever, on that line. And if you take your hand and just put it on a ball that starts like this, and move it up and down, side to side, small circles, clockwise, counterclockwise. You can start here, work your way up, both arms, one arm, up, down, side to side, make a star, draw your name, don't care which. It's just an ability to get movement that is fatiguing, and it's quite fatiguing. So big ball, small ball, work up, overhead, etc. The other thing is, again, going back to that clock. If you start facing it, it's my right hand. If I move ever so close, in this case to 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, the farther I go out towards 9 o'clock, the tighter most of us get. But we need that mobility to get into that direction. What most of you will be feeling is nerve tension. We had this on one of the previous ones, a way to just open that up. But the closer everybody gets towards 10 or 9 o'clock that way, 3 o'clock the other way, you'll often feel the tension. What happens is people get tight, your body's conditioned, as soon as that nerve goes out and gets tight, we have catchphrases, arteries are king and nerves are queen. The body will do anything under its power to protect your arteries and your nerves. So as soon as that nerve starts to get tight, there's nerves that are wrapped around the nerves that sense that, and the first thing you'll do is come out, pull your shoulder blade up, then you're out. So anytime you're doing that, stop, but remember what clock number you're on, and do it that way. So that helps to get it out, away from you. Anything else, like an object in your hand, this in particular is called a body blade. They're great tools for strength of shoulders and coordination, and you basically get it moving, and once it starts moving like wings on a bird, then the momentum will maintain that movement. It's horrendously fatiguing, real quick, because of that oscillatory movement. You ever see anybody who's done like jackhammering and things like this? They look like Madonnas. They're incredible. The vibration is really fatiguing. There used to be a thing in it. Remember shake weight? got this bad for both reasons, but it was actually a fantastic strengthening thing because vibration is really tiring. So one more time, you grab that, jump, no, use your club. So anything that you have, it could be a club, it could be a broom handle, anything that you have, you might want to go to this one, but sorry. Clubs are a little harder. It's different. Clubs are harder for two reasons. One, they're a little different, but they're also unevenly weighted. So the closer your head is to the bottom, the easier, the closer it is to your grip, the harder. Then do it in different directions. Overhead, out to the side, down below, okay? Just move in all different directions. As you get tired, I talked about I don't care how many or how hard or how long you do anything. I care about how you do it. So, one more time, as you get tired, do not be surprised if as you're doing this, that comes up. How would you know? You can maybe feel it, but what will often happen is one of two things. If you're doing any of these exercises, arm on the wall, etc., this area, top of the shoulder and behind you, is what you should get tired. if at any point as you're doing anything, as you continue to do a couple reps or hold on to a moment, if it doesn't exponentially just continue to get more and more and more and more fatigued, or at some point it started out tiring and it sort of almost flattens out like, oh, that's not as bad anymore. I maybe could do some more. You have probably gone up unknowingly, okay? If at any point as you're doing this, even if your shoulder is getting tired and you start to feel it up by your neck, for sure that is included, and do the best you can to bring it down and give it a break, okay? All right, last one, again, if you have access to the ball, this is great. If not, just use your hand. Okay? Carefully. This one needs air. Okay. So balls are great because they move. See them? Okay. With your band, put one end in a door, walk away from the door, hold on to it, and simply turn around and wrap up in it. Cross your arms. You can hold on to this, and you're just going to do some turning. So here you're going to rotate left. What I like is to put it behind your back. When people hold on to things like this in their arm, and they pull like this, it's going to be all army. I gave you 3. In this case, wrap it around you towards this side or all the way. Now, turn into it. So when you do that, or even switch hands, one behind you, turn left, right. When you turn into it, it will be behind you, and it takes your arms completely out of the way. Okay? There's no way you can use your hands for this, and you will feel a difference. Honestly, you can try both, but if you put it behind you, you'll really feel a big difference on how that makes your back work. So you're going to feel this in your upper back, thoracic, usually more on the side you're turning toward. Now, also, if you're doing this, go ahead and gently turn left. That will help you turn. So part of this is figuring out what it feels like to rotate. What does it feel like to get my thoracic to rotate without leaning, without arching my back, to actually feel what it's like when I actually turn. So if you wrap up in this direction and you let it go there, it will help turn you, and it just feels good to like, oh, I get that assisted rotation. So one direction will work the muscles, the other will actually make it work harder. Or sorry, it will actually ease it into it and show you what it feels like. And then from there, you could go and just get a little bit of a range of motion as well. Okay? Last one. I stole this. Collaborated with Matt on this. On over here. Holding a ball next to you, okay? You can work this. I was showing this last week. So from here, if you turn, go back swing, if you move away from it, you don't just turn, the ball will drop. So instead of a lean or a sway. So, put that there, wash your arm. Turn left. So, in this case, he's turning to left. So put it in the door, somewhere, attach it to the door, and so now he's rotating to his left, trying to keep his feet, I know we're on uneven ground here, but in this case, it's isolating his upper back from what we did last week, which was lower back hips. Okay? Now let it sway. If he actually moves, that ball will drop. So it's a really cool way to keep yourself in that position. And you can do both directions, between backswing and forward. This is really good for backswing. It really works that positioning. That's it. It's a lot. Don't try to do all of these and any of these at any one particular time. Obviously, we're giving this so you got multiple weeks and months before we're actually out on the course. Pick and choose a couple from each of these each time you do them. Any questions? Awesome. I'll be available if you need any. Thanks, guys.